Well, welcome to another video about my Kawasaki KZ750 twin project. This is the engine I've got for my bike, and it has arrived to me without a flywheel. Now, if you do a search on like eBay or something for a KZ750 twin flywheel, you will find probably no results. However, this is a situation where part numbers are your friends. If you go to one of these parts supplying websites, like Partzilla or CSMNL or whatever they're called, you'll find the genuine Kawasaki part number. And in this case, it turns out that it's the same as the 400 Kawasaki twin, KZ400, and the 440. So that is a flywheel and Sprag starter clutch from a 440 twin. Now the difference here is that this starter sprocket is not the same as the KZ750. It's a different part number. There it goes, it does fit. However, I might be able to do something with this. But, very strangely, let's go back down to the engine. Although this is a bigger engine, you would expect the crankshaft to be larger, but actually the 440 must be wider on the crankshaft there. So what I've got, two reasons I've purchased this. I've bought a bush that will fit in there and will fit on the crankshaft. Now the reason I'm going to initially run this without the starter mechanism, because I can't find a starter motor for the KZ750, and it is unique to that bike. I think there's one for sale in bits somewhere in the United States, but eventually I'll figure out a starter system, and then I'll use this bush and that, or possibly even, that's actually from another, I think that's from a Suzuki, it fits in there as well. But it's gear driven, not chain driven. Anyway, at some point in the future I'll figure out a starter system, but it's got a kickstart, so I don't need it at the moment. But what I'll do with this bush, let's go back down to the crankshaft again. There's actually a hole in this part of the crankshaft which lubricates the bush on the starter mechanism. So I'll just put that on there, stick the flywheel back on. That'll stop the oil just flying out and reducing the pressure to the bottom end. And as I said, I'll need to block up that as well. That's where the starter motor goes. I'll block that out with a core plug or something. As I say, this is where your part numbers are your friend. You can look up, if the website you found the part number on doesn't show you a list of bikes that it's used on, just open up a search engine, type in Kawasaki, paste the part number, and you will somewhere find a website that will list the bikes that part number is used on. That's how I found that. So that's from a 440 Kawasaki. That's not the same, as I said, but I might be able to figure something out with it in the future. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say there. If anyone's got a starter motor for a KZ750 twin, please give me a shout. I hear an animal coming. There it is. There's the cat. What does the cat want? The cat wants biscuits. Does she want biscuits? Okay, we'll give you biscuits. Come on then. Biscuits for the cat. Yeah, I'll give you some biscuits. There. Oh, you've just knocked them everywhere. What daft cat? You are, don't say you're not.